Well, just down the street a little bit, in fact, it's a North Shore community, you will find from our studio a village called Shorewood. It is a fairly small community, but it's getting a lot of national attention right now because it's popular with people of all ages, from toddlers and teens to parents and seniors. In fact, just yesterday, Shorewood picked up an award in Washington, D.C. as one of the 4 best intergenerational communities in the entire country.
That's right. So what makes Shorewood so livable for the young and the old? Well, we asked 3 people. Arundhati Pillay, a high school freshman, Julie Thawer, a mom with 2 teenage boys, and Pat Roke, a Shorewood senior who is a retired teacher. She's lived in the village for more than 20 years. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
And you didn't grow up there. Why did you choose it?
I grew up in Milwaukee.
Okay.
And I taught in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan and knew at some point that I'd have to come back because my mom lived in Shorewood and I was an only child and knew I'd have to be there for her. So I came back to the big city.
And how do you think Shorewood supports its seniors? Why do you think it's such a great community?
Well, because I think people in Shorewood, seniors, feel a real part of the community. We're involved in a lot of different projects. And it's always made me feel that way, that no matter where you go, they're always looking for a helping hand. And finally, when you retire, you can give a helping hand. So it works out beautifully.
I think Shorewood is also blessed recently with a whole lot going on Oakland.
Yeah.
I mean, there are great shops, there are fantastic restaurants, you can get frozen yogurt, you can get chocolate, there's an art place, there's a wine shop. I mean, there's a lot to see. It's like the big city on Oakland, and I think it's a wonderful highlight for the village. Let's talk a little bit about something that I was reading. The Shorewood Connects project tries to make the village a more senior-friendly place. In fact, we were talking about this, Pat, developing activities such as the fall and spring yard cleanup days, the Neighborhood of the Year competition that brings people together of multiple generations. Tell us why you volunteered for the yard cleanup day and what the experience has been like for you.
Well, I actually started off the yard cleanup with my mother, and it was really a great experience, and I loved helping out like all of the elderly citizens, and I actually brought the idea to my school at that time too, and it was one of the main reasons why I thought Shorewood really deserved this award, because the feedback I got from the kids after I presented this idea was just amazing. They were so up for it, and you think usually teenagers, they're a bit reluctant about doing these things.
We're self-absorbed.
Yeah, a little bit, but interested in anything.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But the reaction I got was quite on the contrary. They were so up for it. We had a great turn up, and they all said it was a really gratifying experience. So the fall cleanup and the whole Shorewood Connects community is just great.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And Julie, what do you love about the community?
Well, I was looking for something that our teenage boys could do as a family. I had done my own volunteer stuff through the schools, and the community project seemed like a perfect idea for us to work with and get my kids out of bed on a Saturday morning.
And how do you think they took the experience in? How was it for them?
Well, we've been participating in the project for over 4 years now, and the first year there was a lot of grumbling, but then they saw that there were free donuts and orange juice, and the second year they were actually kind of thinking, well, yeah, okay, this is what we do now, and then now they love going. They look forward to it, and we've gotten to meet some great people that we wouldn't have known any other way.
It's awesome.
It's great. And Pat, you went to the award ceremony in Washington, D.C. What was that like?
It was really wonderful. It was amazing to see what the different communities were that were accepting this award. We had some places that were 65,000 people. One was actually the Phoenix area in Arizona, so that they were very different from what we were. And I kept telling people, to me, we were the true embodiment of what the award was, because we're a very small community and we really truly do go out of our way to help each other. Other ones were more municipal type programs, but it seems like Shorewood comes more from the heart when they do things.
And would you say by and large as a senior that you're generally more impressed with young people than, because I think young people today, teenagers, get a pretty bad rap. Have you been impressed with the young people you've interacted with?
Oh yeah, I have 2 grandchildren. one who's 17 and one who's 13.
Okay,
So I do a lot of interacting with teenagers.
Yes.
But yes, it's been very good. And anything we've done with the high school, not too long ago there was a music contest at the high school. Shorewood Women's Club had 15 seniors there that volunteered to help out, and those are the type of experiences that we really like to do. So it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, and Arundhati, what do you hear from other teens too? You said, you know, it was pretty easy to get them involved.
Yeah,
do you hear that people want to do more things like that in the community?
Yeah, like at first it's just the reaction that I get usually from the Shorewood teenagers about helping people in general is just really nice because, like you said, teenagers usually have a bad rep these days, but I think at Shorewood it's different. Like teenagers here, they really care, and so I think that's really great.
Well, and the school's kind of right close to that Oakland area, so they
exactly.
really kind of fill the streets sometimes during lunch hours or when classes get out early or things like that. So I think they feel more a part of the community as well. And I know Shorewood just got this great walkability score of a 5, which is a huge deal for community to be able to walk to different things like restaurants and a bar and the grocery store and, you know, things like that that you need on an everyday basis. So you guys, I would bet, all would say, love Shorewood. Great place to live.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Let's start with the flag you got in D.C. What's special about this? Because we have a shot of it, too.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's something that, and I was told to say that we don't yet know where to hang it, but it will be up and visible all over the community. And yes, it's a mark of, I think, of great honor for us because it's a national award, and we're only one of 4 that got it. So it is a great honor.
That's great. That's wonderful.
Fantastic. Oh, and should I mention that you have a wearable art show?
Oh, yes, we'd love it.
Okay,
it's
sounds
the
good.
Shorewood Women's Club, and actually all the financial gain that we get goes to our scholarship program.
That's
wonderful.
fantastic. That's happening Saturday.
See, like a pageant. It's just like
That's fantastic. Just like that.
Just like
People will be wearing their swimming suits. That's happening Saturday, May 3rd from 9:30 until 4. And there'll be jackets, jewelry, purses, scarves. It's a wearable art show, a bake sale too. Again, 9:30 to 4 on May 3rd, which is a Saturday, and that'll be in the Shorewood Village Center, lower level. Okay, here's the information if you'd like more information about Shorewood Connects. It's 414-961-7262, and you can find out more online by going to shorewoodtoday.com. Great to have you guys.
Thank you.
Really
Thanks
cool.
for being here,
Just
ladies.
right down the street, too.
Yeah.
I love it.